The reason why I'm dressed in traditional attire today is because I'm reviewing a very special book. It's The Henna Artist by Alka Joshi, and I thought these clothes were befitting to review a book that is all about the grandeur and the tradition and culture of India. Hi, I'm Diana and this is my channel Dinky Loves Books, that's all about books and reading. If this is your first time here, welcome, and I do hope you'll consider subscribing for more book related videos. Now this is a novel that a lot of people are discussing, and I first heard about it from the Reese Witherspoon book club. I'm not part of that book club, but I do like to check out the recommendations. I'm always on the lookout for new books to read, and this seemed like a very intriguing book. I was immediately drawn to it and I thought I must read it as soon as possible, and I also wanted to include it in the Asian readathon that is going on all of this month, May 2020. And if you're interested in participating in the readathon, I will put a link either in the description box below or up in an info card so that you can go and check that out and decide whether you would like to participate in the readathon as well. So this is a story set in Rajasthan and is about this girl called Lakshmi who was married at a very young age, but she was unhappy in her marriage. It was an abusive marriage and she ran away and went to the city. She was very fortunate that she had a very good mother-in-law who was a healer of sorts, and she taught her how to use herbs and natural remedies to help other women with their ailments. So when Lakshmi leaves the village and moves to the city, she learns how to do henna from some other women, and then she moves to Jaipur, where then she gathers an impressive list of clientele right from the Maharani to all the wealthy and elite women of Jaipur. What is so special about Lakshmi's henna is that she makes personalized designs for each woman, and she incorporates a lot of elements into her designs that are specific to each woman. Everyone believes that Lakshmi's henna has some kind of magical properties because whenever she applies henna to them, something auspicious always happens. Now, apart from being a henna artist, she is also a healer and she dispenses a lot of herbs and potions to her clients, and she's privy to a lot of their secrets, things that they can't discuss with anybody else. She has a solution for them, and therefore she gets to know a lot of what is going on behind closed doors. But she's also a very trusted individual. People know that she will never spread gossip from one household to another, and therefore she has a very high standing among the circle of women that she moves in. Now, just when Lakshmi thinks her life is going just as per her plan, her estranged husband and her sister show up on her doorstep. Now, this is a sister who's only 13 years old, and Lakshmi did not even know about her existence because she moved away from the village before her sister was born. Now her life takes on a lot of dramatic twists and turns, and she is confronted by a lot of tough decisions that she needs to make on behalf of herself and of her sister. It's a kind of social drama that highlights the hypocrisy of the so-called educated and elite class of society and the evils that people can get away with because of their status and wealth. I loved the character of Lakshmi. She's not at all perfect. She's very flawed, but she has this survivor's mentality and she's very worldly wise. This has made her independent, this has made her self-reliant, and she's a dreamer, a fighter, and she's not one to give up easily. I also love the character of Radha. Even though she's only 13 years old, she has a very strong personality. I'm saying this in reference to a particular incident in the book where she's very sure of what she wants, but I can't tell you what that incident is because it would be a spoiler. But she also has the innocence and naivete of a 13-year-old girl because she's not very worldly wise and she doesn't understand how the world works exactly. The character of the Maharani is another character that I love. She's so outspoken and feisty, and she's really a memorable character. Some people may disagree, but I also love the character of Samir Singh. He's a complete and total rake. He's a bad boy, but there's something really charming about bad boys that everybody secretly loves, and so do I in this book. The plot does get a bit predictable at times. I could easily see what was coming next. Some of the solutions to the issues are very simplistic and they get tied up very neatly. But if you're the kind of person who doesn't like loose ends, then you will find those resolutions very satisfying. Another thing which I think may slow the reader down a bit is the frequent use of Hindi words throughout this book. Now for me personally, that was not an issue because of course I understand Hindi, but I thought of those readers who may not even know a single word of Hindi. Though there is a glossary at the end of the book and you can refer to that for the meanings of words, but I think it takes away from the experience of the book a bit when you have to keep stopping frequently and referring to the meaning of words at the end of the book. So I thought that could be a little distracting for some readers. However, in all fairness, there are some words and expressions that can only be expressed in Hindi, such as the names of things or some kind of proverbs, and to translate them into English would not have quite the same effect and it would fall a bit short. What I loved the most about this book was the depiction of Rajasthan. In the description of the bazaar, of the clothes, of the colors, of the scents and the sounds, you can experience India. The scented oils, the cinnamon, the cardamom, the sandalwood, the jasmine, the rose, the laddus, the rabdi, the jalebis, the fragrance of flowers, the depth and the scent of the henna which she puts on her clients' hands and feet. All this evokes the essence of India. And since this is set in the India of the 1950s, you still have palaces and you can experience the royalty and the elegance and the majesty and the grandeur of that kind of lifestyle. Most importantly, India is not represented as a dull, grey, sad country full of squalor, as some authors and filmmakers tend to do, but it is represented as a country that is full of color and vibrant and alive with the customs and traditions of India that dates back thousands of years. I also like the fact that the women in this book are not represented as helpless damsels who have no identities or choices. They are women with very strong personalities and a lot of independence in so much as their circumstances allowed them in the 1950s. The author claims that she wrote this book for her mother and she wrote Lakshmi as a reimagining of her mother's life. So in the book, Lakshmi is independent. She makes her own decisions and choices, which was very unlike what the author's mother experienced in her own life. She was married at a young age and I think by the age of 22 she'd already had 3 children, if I remember correctly. If I'm wrong, please forgive me. And she wanted Lakshmi to have all the freedom and independence and the decision making abilities that probably her mother could not have in her lifetime. Because eventually what you do with your body, whether you choose to stay in a marriage or to leave it, whether you want to have children or not, these are all decisions that a woman should be able to make for herself. And Lakshmi gets to make these decisions in this book. To give someone a gift of this book, especially one's own mother, where she can live her life vicariously through the life of Lakshmi, I think it's a beautiful thing. It's almost like living 2 lives in one lifetime. So that was my review of The Henna Artist by Alka Joshi. I loved this book and I recommend it wholeheartedly. If you liked my video, please don't forget to like, comment, share and subscribe, and to come back to my channel for more reading related videos. I'll be back really soon with another video. I'll see you then. Bye.